I drank your milkshake. I drank it up. Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's good to see you. It's good to be seen by you. I am the one and only Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live from sunny Central Florida. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic Tuesday. But can one be said to be having a fantastic? Is a Tuesday something to get excited about? Let me tell you that I absolutely think it is, because tonight on this live stream right here, when everyone files in, they're prepping in the green room as we speak, folks. All right, they're hitting the craft services table. They're going through their lines. They'll be here. We are going to be playing, for your entertainment, some first edition advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Now, if you're new to the show, as a fan, and many, many, many hundreds of you are over the last few days, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for that outpouring of support. Let me tell you a little bit about our game that we play on Tuesday evening. Now, you might be thinking, you get on and you live stream D&D. Everybody does it, Bill. What's so special about that? Okay, this is actual play of first edition AD&D, okay? This is not, we don't run lines. There's no script. But this, literally 10 minutes into this, we could be rolling up all new characters. So I'm just letting you guys know things happen dynamically here. That's point one. Point two, this began long ago. This began a long, long, long time ago. As a, hey, I'll run an example game of how you can play first edition AD&D, and a couple of people volunteer for it. We'll do it on camera, and then you'll kind of get a handle on how we play. But as things have evolved over the years, and it is years plural at this point, this has become a staple of the show. We play this game every week on Tuesdays. We started at lunchtime on Tuesdays when this began. But I play this not just so my group can play AD&D, but I play it for you guys because it is a continuation. We go onward with our here's how to play D&D. And if you have questions, if you're sitting out there in the audience and you're like, why do things work that way? Why are you doing things that way? What does it mean when you roll this, that, or the other? Ask right over here in the chat. Ask, and yes, the die roller's working, everyone. We've had some problems for a couple weeks with our die roller, which I'll get to in just a second. But I want you to ask, and I want you to feel free. If I don't answer your question, it's not because I don't care, or I think it's a bad question, or I'm not telling you the truth. It's probably because I didn't see it. But if you ask a couple of times, I might catch it, or someone in the audience might catch it themselves. They might come back and say, oh, yeah, okay. Initiative in AD&D is a D6 on each side, and the highest, because we don't do like a D20 for each player, or whatever your question is. Because, folks, I'm going to tell you, we have some pretty smart folks in our audience. And I like to say we have the friendliest group of 5 nights a week live stream audience about classic Dungeons and Dragons on the internet. So don't you be afraid of typing in your question and clicking send. and asking, because if I don't get to you, somebody else will. I promise you that. So we're waiting on, I think, one other player. So as soon as they get here, we'll get going. Let's see. I got. All right, so let me just see here. And as you folks can see, our on-screen die roller, where my handsome smiling face will occasionally get obscured by great big funny-shaped dice. Right there. See, that's perfect. That's right in the middle of my mug. So what happened with that? And I don't know if this was a change initiated by the website DD Dice. We're not affiliated with them. It's not a sponsorship thing. It's actually a pretty okay on-screen roller. As long as your name isn't Tim Imholt. But the on-screen die roller, that is parsed through the website. Okay, guys, stop it. That is parsed through the website of DD Dice, and it is done with an overlay system, and that overlay requires a great big long URL. And for some reason, the URL that they were giving me to paste into my broadcast software was not complete. Like, I was copying the whole thing. I was copying everything they gave me, and then I was pasting it in. But the beginner of the URL, dddice.com/room/ and then their stream code, everything before that second slash in the stream code was not showing up in their key thing. So I was missing that. And when it broke and I had to refresh it, it wasn't going. I assumed it would be there and that it would be working, but no, they did not include that in. So I was a little like, why is it not working? When I manually pasted the beginning of their URL, https://www.dddice.com/room/. When I pasted that in, it started working today. So I was very glad that I was able to troubleshoot that. Hello, Chris. Good to see you. TXG asks, does anyone know of a one cheat sheet online that someone can that can get someone caught up speed quick? That depends on what you're asking about. I mean, maybe, but maybe not. I'm not sure in what context, TXG. For playing, oh my gosh, yeah, you'd have to. I mean, there's not really a quick primer on how to play AD&D, unfortunately. Which is not to say it's difficult to learn, just that I don't think TSR ever put out here's how you play in a single easy to go format. I mean, I taught myself to play D&D just by owning a copy of Keep on the Borderlands and a set of dice. That's what I used for like a year or year and a half. So the closest I could say to a starter set would be to seek out maybe a copy of Holmes Basic, the J. Eric Holmes Basic D&D, and like a copy of Keep on the Borderlands, and that'll do you. Hello, Alan Kenning. Good to see you. So anyway, so we're going to be doing this tonight here, and we're going to start in just a couple of minutes. We're still waiting on one other person to get to join us here, and let me just double check and make sure I haven't missed anyone or their actions or anything like that. Let me see. I know we're going to be down one player tonight, but I didn't think we were going to be down two, and I'm still waiting on that second player to join us. So, Mark, if you're out there, I don't know if you were, I don't know. Is he in there? I'm not seeing him. Nope. Okay. All right. I'm getting word out of the green room that he's not going to be able to make it. So with that said, that's enough of that. It's time to play some AD&D, and let's welcome our players on board. I'm donning my headphones here, my lovely, lovely AKG headphones. Again, not sponsorship. So let us welcome. He was once Rug Dorn, but now he's Durek Donagard. Everybody say hello to Doomsword Deathmaster.
Hey, what's going on?
Friend?
How you doing?
Well, what can I say about our next player except hopefully third time's the charm. Everybody welcome Tim as Snake. Man, I heard you were dead.
It's just a rumor.
All right. And of course, still alive, to quote GLaDOS, everybody say hello to Mobius as Duran the Cleric.
Hey, how's it going?
And here's a guy who's been around the game for a long time. It's Thane Kyle as Circumference.
Since the beginning.
Since the beginning, that's right. You were one of the originals. You were here for that great James F. Keck punch out with shadows when they kept missing and he kept making saving throws. That was
I'm
true.
packing 3 holy water in his memory.
Ah, good.
Yes,
That is awesome. That is awesome. So Last week was a grim time. The party had broken in to the innermost layer of the minor slave lord in charge of Highport's slave pits of the Undercity. And in a grueling battle in the depths of the dungeon itself, they fell victim to a group of foul critters, as it were. So we did lose a couple of player characters, but our magic user, our cleric, and our thief all elected to follow the better part of valor and fall back. And that's where we find ourselves right now as you have retreated. Let's make a quick die roll. If you would, please, we'll kick this off with you guys right in there. Mobius, would you please roll a d6?
Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, that D-die roller link isn't working. Maybe if I refresh it.
Oh, wait, no. That's actually me.
Oh, no, it is.
There we go. I have turned it back on.
Oh, nice.
A 6. Okay. All right, so you are absolutely a step ahead of the monsters as you flee. Which way are you going in the dungeon? Are you heading back out exactly the way you came in?
Yeah, I figure we're headed to the gates, eh, Marius?
I'm sorry, you're heading to the what?
To those towers.
Okay.
Gates, I figure.
Alrighty, so let's see. Do they track you?
Where'd he go?
All right, so you make it back up and out, and you do not encounter anything in your turn. You are back in the open area there.
Come on, Marius. Let's go, Grimsby. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you're approaching the gate behind you, you hear an alarm being raised. You have the portcullises in front of you. Marius says, "We've got to raise those portcullises." And he runs for the rightmost winch room.
Yeah, I follow him in there.
All right. Fortunately, it is unmanned right now, and there's a windlass. I'm going to say, give me a D6 roll to work that windlass. Okay. It's fairly well maintained. It's no problem. You hear it clank up, and there is a lever on the windlass you can lock it with.
throw down that lock. I give Grimsby a shove. I'm like, let's go.
Okay. The outer gate is open, and you flee back into the city slums. And you give me one more D6 roll, please.
Sure.
We are rolling for those
Holy.
who are curious. Uh-oh.
Those damn purple dice.
Okay.
They're fleeing for their lives.
Fleeing for their lives. 1, 2, 3. All right. And we'll do a D4 and see who that's going at. All right. Deron, you are struck with an arrow for 4 points of damage as you guys flee the walls. But I'm guessing that didn't slay you.
Nope, I'm still good.
Okay.
I still have 15 hit points.
Okay. So they do not pursue you. Apparently, there's great tumult and discord inside the walls of the slave pits as you make your way back to your hideout in the slums of Highport.
Get in, slam the door. Whew.
Okay. As chance fortune would have it, so dispatched by your benefactors, a small party of reinforcements, a paladin, a fighter, and a dwarven fighter cleric have made their way to Highport, hot on your heels, and with a little bit of bribery and some chance luck, have found your hideout.
We gotta move. These newbies are finding it. We gotta go.
Well, in this case, it was good fortune that you were found. So, a few hours after you come back and you're mourning your comrades, Duran, you can cast Cure Light Wounds on yourself if you want to get some some points back there.
That's first. I'm totally spent. I got nothing.
I got
okay.
4.
Okay. There is a knock on the door of your hovel. I'm not going to knock on my microphone. That might definitely
flail out right away. I'm like, what? I look at Marius. He looks at Grimsby.
Excuse me, do you have a moment from our Lord and Savior Satan? Hail Satan!
It's just the Mormons.
Hail Santa. Okay. These are the allies set against the slave lords that you were sent to work with here in the city of Highport. So describe yourselves as you meet your fellows there in their hideout.
All right, I suppose I'll go first. And I'll start by naming myself. Oh there, I'm Dirk Doengard. I hail from Onwall and Scant. Who are you? We have banded together to find the source of the slavery and corruption and oppression that appears to be within this place. I'm short of 6 feet, not particularly stocky build, plate armor, hand axe, dagger, long sword, short sword, shield, backpack, and an open helm over my face with a blonde mustache and a blonde goatee.
Right on. Tim, you want to tell us about Snake?
I'm Snake. I'm a fighter. We don't take prisoners when I'm involved. We've had a problem with that in the past. I want to make sure that's clear. I have plate armor, shield, long sword, 2 daggers, and a crossbow. I'm here for one thing and one thing only, and that's to free slaves and get money. That's all I care about.
All right, and Thane, tell us about circumference.
Sure, I am Circumference. I am from the Leg Takers Guild, from the Church of the Leg Taker. I am all of 4'3", rust-colored, completely bald, as in like alopecia level bald. With great big brown baby seal eyes and a bunch of silver teeth. Other than that, I'm in plate mail. I carry a sword and shield, and I have a Ren sewer.
Who sent you?
So,
How'd you find us?
Well, you haven't necessarily been quiet, have you?
and
really
also,
Were you watching at the gate as we ran in?
Geller did tell you where you might find some stalwart allies already at work in Highport. So
We heard you keep getting people killed. Do you want us to work with you or not?
You looking to die? Like you said, we haven't had much luck.
I suppose the appropriate thing to do is stand by and use my at-will detect evil and determine if any evil emanations from items or characters within the group, such that I may understand it.
focusing around the room, despite their rough and ready appearance, no one here emanates evil.
Does he seem injured?
The cleric Duran, yeah, he's got a black flecked arrow poking out of his shoulder.
Oh, yeah,
Excellent.
we're all bloody and bruised and messed up. We just got back.
I'll have Duran. I'll ask him to kindly lean down, or I'll kick him in the shin until he leans down. Whichever comes first.
Okay.
Why do I got to lean down? Are you short or something?
I am 4'3". So you lean to me. I can't climb up to you.
All right.
But then otherwise, you get 3 hit points back.
Woohoo!
Also, Bill, I can't tell. Is that the same color
Thanks.
as you? I can't tell if it's blue
Appreciate
or
it,
purple.
little guy.
It is the same color as me.
Okay. I'll swap them.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Alrighty, so there is 3 hit points back. Everyone is fairly scraped up. The men-at-arms are heartbroken to hear of the deaths of Vrug and
Dorn, my friend.
and of course your more recent additions, who also passed away.
I've got 3 others.
Flagon to down to our comrades.
I'm sorry to hear of your hardships.
They were good men. Well, half men.
And they died loving what they do. And that is what matters.
All right. So just to kind of fill in a little bit of information, the fellow that you slew was more... you held him and then you slew him, and then the weasels slew the balance of the party. But he was definitely more puissant than any you had faced in the slave pits thus far, and he seemed to have a bearing of authority. He might have been in charge in some way, but I will leave that up to your characters to decide whither you will goest. You have some information from Geller back in the city of Barnacus about where to proceed heretofore, but as for the moment, it is just hours after you have left the temple behind you.
Well, to me, it sounds like we have a day to rest. I can administer more healing as needed, and we get back in there and we get your friends' bodies back.
They must be avenged.
They must be avenged, and they should assume
To rest.
thoughtful ceremonial burial.
It's the right thing to do.
Indeed.
Besides, there could be more slaves that need rescuing.
The slaves are what I am here for. Now I know over
We
our
liberated a
journeys,
bunch, but
myself and Snake have had some disagreements about this. But we must rescue all slaves.
Rescuing slaves is fine. Taking prisoners is not. If you were in the slave trading business, you just deserve to die.
I take no prisoners among those who are evil. Fultus tells me so.
All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was literally about to say, what then your next plans in the morning?
Darren, how far down are you? Duran.
Mobius.
He died.
Apparently. Okay. I won't heal him anymore then. That's fine.
He was down to 15.
but that, yeah, I'm almost
Yeah, how far down are you?
I'm missing 20.
Oh, well, then 1 sec. Holdeth my beereth.
I had to get some rest.
There's 11 back.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, stranger.
Do you have any form, Paladin?
Pardon me?
I was asking the Paladin.
Tell me a little bit more about yourself. So, yeah, I'll talk through him with it and make sure he's worthy of healing, and then I will lay upon hands, assuming that he's worthy of healing
Like, hey,
for
bro.
10 points.
Start doing the handshake.
Yeah. What are we speaking? I'm speaking lawful good. You speaking lawful neutral? What's up?
Yeah, we're pure neutral.
Oh yeah. Well, at least I saw nothing then.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
He's one step away from me, so that's fine. If you're keeping count, Dooms, I'm lawful neutral.
Right on. I think everybody works with the dude.
Yes. And your church will permit you, will permit Durek to sally with these august fellows as long as your bent is to smash the ring of slavers. That has you essentially a canonical bull has been issued by your church permitting it. So hopefully Fultus sees the same sees the same way as the clergy do, or
very
hopefully
well.
the clergy are doing Fultus's bidding.
Well, I certainly hope so.
What would an edict from a church be permitting something in extremis? Is there an actual term for that?
Are you referring? There are edicts, there are bulls, right? There are also letters given for crusade as well, right? So
I think this could fit either.
So like.
Well, my order is the order of the Radiant Shield, and my perception of that is that I spread Fultus's radiance through the world, and that radiance is going to necessarily extinguish all darkness by virtue of it being so bright. And I'm going to try to approach this with justness and fairness and kindness where it's warranted, and which is pretty much always. We kill the monsters, but we don't make them suffer.
Bill, if you're interested, I just posted a link to a Crusader letter reference.
I will check that out. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
See, when I say, folks, that we have the smartest audience, this is what I mean, right? This is not just like, we'll just.
I'm a history professor. What do you want?
Exactly.
Specialized in the 10th century.
That's perfect. That fits.
Well,
All right.
no, D&D is actually more 16th century, but anyway.
So the Pope could tell him to, and it's okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Talk about that at this level. Tim's going to be real excited if we ever get to run Expedition to the Barrier Peaks. I can tell you that. Tim's over there, laser rifle, power armor, stun grenades,
Flashlight,
plasma grenade. Plasma grenade. That's the important one.
All right.
Because if you're going to blow something up, do it correctly.
My players never got those.
All right. So, but right now we are in the city of Highport. You have met this new group of allies after suffering grievous wounds. And you are, if I am correct, and I'm not putting words in the party's mouth or giving you all marching orders or anything, but for the Dungeon Master's reference, you guys are returning back to the slave pits, correct?
Yep, I get my 4th level spells back every 4 hours, I believe it is. Or my 1st level spells back every 4 hours, right?
4 hours plus the rest and prayer time, yes.
Correct. So, is it just safe to say that party members are healed? Because I would have then had another X number, at least 4 cure light wounds back.
Let's not get too hand wavy. We could just as easily roll ones as 8s. So distribute those out. And same goes for Duran Mobius if you want.
Oh, I wasn't going to heal him. I was going to heal Duran.
I'm on my own. I see how it is.
25 back to Duran. I wasn't going to bother with Mobius.
Oh, okay, I got you, son. You're on your own.
Yep.
All right, so Duran is completely healed, and that comes in the early hours of the morning, just before the cock crows. When are you guys going then back to
Who's still hurt?
How's Mario?
Well, we must.
Grimsby was unhurt. Grimsby wisely kept out in the line of fire.
Yeah, he ran too fast. Yeah.
And it is actually Marius is also uninjured. He was standing back and had the was debating using his ring, but he knew he'd set some of you on fire if he did, and it ended up not mattering. All right, so
is he going to stick behind, Bill? That way you don't have to run the wizard.
Yes,
right?
that is correct.
The magic user, rather.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's gonna stick behind. I suppose a bit of the conversation needs to be who leads this ragtag band.
I'm scared if we don't have a magic
cleric.
I'll take point.
I think the cleric's up front, and
well, it seems that you, Duran,
let's go.
The friendly priesthood knows the most of this area.
Follow me.
Alrighty.
And Snake takes point, and of course, Derek takes point as well.
I'll follow.
For I must be at the front of the vanquishing.
Now, a question for the party though.
Start eyeing them
now
up.
the two
That's muscles and stuff, making sure they're up to the task.
Two of you would know. Two of you would know Jim, my war dog. Am I bringing Jim?
Who's a good boy?
If you recognize the name, good for you. You've been a fan for a long time.
Of course, yes. Good old Jim.
But no, party. Am I bringing Jim?
Sure, why not? War dogs are excellent.
All right.
Does he have a big spiky collar?
He's actually in Bardig, so he has a helmet too.
So picture the dogs at the beginning of Conan, and that's kind of what you got going on there.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
I was thinking of one in cage armor from Fallout 4.
Either or. I'm just a little disappointed they never gave Dogmeat his own set of power armor.
I'll be
I
right
want
back.
to in K9X01 power armor, damn it. All right. So you continue on back through the city. Now, it is the pre-dawn hours, but as you are going along, yeah, you hear a tumult like one alley over. It just sounds like the rush of many feet. You're not sure what it's all about. You hear raised voices shouting. Circumference, you recognize some broken bits of orcish speech, but it all seems to be headed away from you, away from the slums that you're hearing this.
How long does silence last? Does anyone remember?
Silence, let me see. That's a good question. And Cylon's 15-foot radius. Let's see.
Yep. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I just don't remember its duration.
All right. Cylon's 15-foot radius is duration is 2 rounds per level. It is a 30-foot diameter sphere.
Yeah. No, I won't cast it then. Okay.
Okay.
Good job. You were faster than the AI, Bill. Well, my typing plus the AI.
You're typing. Let's be 100% clear. That's your typing. All right. So you've made your way back to this place. It didn't take long at all. Some people are popping out of their hovels, and some folks that are just sleeping rough are looking there. There's bells clanging and everything else. How are you guys approaching? Are you coming in back from the rear? Are you going in the front? What are you doing?
I'm back.
What do you think, Snake?
I think we could go in the rear.
No reason to bring them all upon us. It's better to divide and conquer. Not with deceit, of course. I follow your recommendation.
All right. You make your way around to the rear of the, almost said the steading. I'm playing G1 with my private group on Monday, so fortress equals steading is just stuck in my head. You make your way to the rear of the ruined temple, and curiously, there is there's a hole in the wall, like a portal or something. It's open and it's dark. You cannot see anything beyond it.
Odd.
Well,
Light a torch? Oh.
We should throw the halfling through.
He says, "Now, let's not be hasty. I
pull out my rope of. We just tie this around you.
I know for a fact that has been a fiendishly trapped opening. I will proceed and be carefully.
This is the one that got Varug 3 times.
if I were a laughing man, or the type to laugh, I would have laughed at that.
All right. So Grimsby goes forward, probing ahead, and from out of the darkness, you hear a gasp of surprise. Grimsby then comes back out and says, "It's quite open, and it appears that our trap has gotten its last victim." He kind of gestures for you to follow him through, and it's only about 5 feet wide, the space that you can proceed through.
Yep.
So there's lying on the floor just inside the space, there is a dead orc. Stuck through him in an uneven pattern are a series of improvised stakes, and sticking out of his back is a broken off plank, the other end of which seems to be fitted to some kind of spring trap just inside the door.
Sidestep him.
Grimsby says, I can only suppose that in their haste they forgot that they had set the trap.
Well, that's a merciful death. He died quickly.
Better
All
him
right.
than us.
Indeed. All right. Let us pull up the map. All right. Where's my map? There it is. Okay. So you have a passage runs 20 feet to the west, and then there's a door. Grimsby steps up to the door and says, This is where things get very undeady. So I'll listen, and if I hear something, I'll be back at the pub.
I can always turn undead.
We can all always turn undead eventually. All right. Grimsby listens at the door and then comes back and says, I heard not a thing.
But what thinkest thou, snake?
I don't like undead. Anything that won't stay dead is just strange.
It is my duty to destroy them.
Look over at
as it is yon
circumference.
clerics.
Yes.
This is a job for us.
It's more so a job for you. I believe you are better at it than me. At least I hope
I
you're
am
better at it than
capable
me.
of turning the undead as well.
Yeah, but you're worse at it than both of us, so shut up.
Then turn it. And
Fair enough.
All right.
It's true.
Well,
That's 1 point on my chart of tolerance.
Fortunately, Durek's got a book of grudges, guys. Look out.
He's
Yep.
just checking shit off the list.
He's running out of something to give.
Yep.
The proverbial bucket of.
Hey, my character dumped int this time. My charisma's actually an 11.
All right, so you have the door on your right-hand side that you can tell circumference opens to the north. And Grimsby, this halfling thief who seems to be pretty good at his job, not too good at his job. You've still got your holy symbol and your purse on your belt. He says that he doesn't hear anything beyond that door.
Cool. You can go in first.
Put a shoulder into it, I guess.
All right, Grimsby shrugs and says, well, it's been nice knowing you all. But apparently way nicer than I thought. I can't budget.
He leans into the door with both hands and runs in place.
Yeah, exactly. His feet are just scuffing on
Let me try it. I have 17 strength.
I shall stand to your side.
Boom.
You force the door open. See, that's all you needed, Tim, was new dice. You force the
Cool
door.
die.
There is nothing waiting on the other side for you. And with the light from your drawn weapons, you can clearly see down the hall. It appears to go about 40 feet and then turns to the right. All this is very familiar to you, Duran. You know the way.
We're going down that long hallway.
This is the way.
All right.
This is the way. I'm ashamed to admit, but we fell afoul of.
Do we need to kill anything with fire?
Probably. Wait till we get there.
All right.
I'll send you in first.
You reach the corner, and there is the remains of a door. You can clearly see through. Many of the slats of the door are broken. The iron bands itself that once held it have been warped as though by a great fire. Everything that you've seen so far, Snake, Durek, and Circumference, shows that at one place a great conflagration at least partially consumed this building you're in. So the parts that you're staying in are fairly seem to be fairly intact.
Careful about the rats. It was all fluff and teeth.
But anyway, you can hear snarling and ripping and tearing sounds through the broken open door.
Can I shoot through the door with a crossbow?
Yes, you think you can. There are shapes moving around. So
perhaps it's worth taking. If it's just a wild creature in there, we need to kill it dead. Let's not fight it from a foolish distance. Let's shoot it.
Sure, I can always try turning undead. And what's the worst that happens? It don't run?
I'll squat down a bit on my knees and hold my shield in front of me with my sword ready to receive any oncoming attackers.
All right, nothing comes out the door. Tim, if you're going to fire your crossbow, missile fire will go before he can complete his holy words. So if you want to shoot at something, go ahead and roll your attack now. Nat 20, that is a hit. Your quarrel finds its target within. Roll your damage.
What is that, a D6, I think?
For a quarrel, it's actually a D4.
Ah, my mistake.
And of course, I have that die roll in exactly the wrong place. So what was
3.
that? That's a 3. Okay, so it's a solid hit. Something inside hisses and growls and turns and presses its face up at the open slat. And yeah, it's a pasty yellow-green waxen skin, open mouth, but there's like fresh blood dripping from the mouth, and it like sticks its arm through. It's trying to grab at you guys and pushing on the remains of the door. So that's at least one undead visible that's trying to open the door, but it's at the end of this like 15-foot hallway. So now, Circumference, you can see an undead creature. So can you from slightly around the corner, Duran. And Durek, you're up near the front. You can see it as well. And so can Snake, because Snake got its attention. So yeah, now there's kind of a pounding and shoving on that door to open it. So let's get a declarations. Dooms, what is Durek doing?
Yeah, well, I've already been informed that they're better at this than me. So I'm going to stand to the side. Well, you know.
If I am correct, a paladin turns at half the level of a cleric, right?
No.
Yeah, sure.
No.
2 levels lower.
Okay, 2 levels lower. Well,
Yeah.
in this case, that's pretty close.
All right, clerics, stop talking, start rolling.
And I'm going to stand aside just to try to gauge what the new guys like all about.
I turn ghouls automatically.
All right, so Circumference is going to turn them, and the cleric and the paladin are going to wait to hit him when he fails.
Okay.
I turn ghouls automatically, so if they're ghouls, it's fine.
Okay. And Tim, Snake, is Snake reloading, or is Snake waiting for that door to burst open?
Snake is going to put his crossbow away and get his sword and shield ready for the next round.
Easily done. Okay, let's roll. Let's start by rolling initiative, and that will be Dooms. Give us a D6 roll. They got a 3.
All right, one moment. For some reason, it changed my dice on me.
Uh-oh.
We can't have that.
Very potent.
Yep.
There we go.
We have the power.
But you guys are able to get completely ready. The door is forced, and yeah, there are a bunch of ghouls there. You guys have the action basically, so all you need to roll Circumference is 1d6. Wait, is it 1d6 plus 6, or is it a d12 at your level? I believe it's a
12. We promise.
That I don't know.
Well, it's
I
the
was
same.
just-
It's kind of the same results. Actually, you'd want the 1d6 plus 6. I just can't remember at which point it.
I was just looking. I can give you the DMG page. It's 75.
Okay. So let me hop over there. Dungeon Master's Guide page.
Yeah, that's the page I'm currently looking on. Now, I could be wrong. It could also be somewhere else, but it's the table section. That's where I am.
Okay.
I just control F for it.
All right. Let's see here. Let's go over to page 75. This is just kind of one of those things. All right. Number affected is 7 to 12 instead of 1 to 12.
So D6 plus 6?
Turn 5. In this case, it is 1d12. So roll a d12.
Okay. Easily.
You are
doable.
sadly not at the at quite that level.
4.
All right, so they howl and glibber and immediately start clawing their way. Just it is a mad stampede to get away from you. And looking in the room now that they forced the door, there are the bodies of someone. And they have been eating well. These ghouls have been eating well for a while. There is a heap of corpses in there, and to judge by the bites and claw marks, not to go all CSI Greyhawk, but you presume that this lot was probably surprised by them, or at the very least, not totally ready for the ghouls. But they are away from you now. They want nothing to do with you. Roll 3d4 if you would, please, Circumference.
Okey-dokey. Let's have a look. 7.
7. Okay, so for 7 rounds, these things are going to be avoiding you, which is ample time to get through the room and through the door on the north side of it. And remember, you can turn these guys again. You can just whip back around, hold up your holy symbol, roll a d12, and say "be gone," and then roll your 3d4 again.
Do we know how many there are?
There are 4.
Oh, okay, cool.
And
So,
one's
yeah.
not happy.
Yeah.
Well done. The shorter types tend to be more stalwart.
All right. So you are through and on to the other side. Again, this is something that that your good cleric recognizes. You have a hole that goes left about 25 feet and then turns back to the north. And as you are going, ooh, let's see, what was that? All right. Half a moment. As you are going down a short flight of stairs, on the other side of a room with a collapsed floor, with your light sources, you can see that the collapsed floor is about 30 feet down, and there are a few freshly dead bodies in there. There's a broken plank that looks like it bridged this room. One side of the floor looks like someone tried to walk on it and it collapsed. The right, that is on the left side. The right side of the floor looks wide and sturdy, like you could follow the ledge on the right and it'd be okay. However, on the other side, you see a large, almost alligator-like creature with multiple legs. You are not surprised by this. Grimsby's like, oh, yes, I see. be careful. Don't get any closer. Because what you see is this sort of reddish brown lizard-like creature, and it turns its baleful gaze and peers in your general direction. It is a basilisk. So let's see.
Shit.
It's tongue flicking out. It's kind of regarding you all.
I am so glad I am not in front.
Yeah, whatever.
God damn, nasty creature.
All right. So yeah, it's looking around. You guys were not surprised by it, so you can avoid its gaze if you wish to. It is kind of like reaching out, looks back up in your direction, reaching out like it's trying to figure out the best way to scramble. So, Durek, what do you wish to do? You're muted, Dooms.
Sorry. So
That's
he's
okay.
across the way, right? And there's
Yes.
nothing down in the pit, and the pit's about 30 feet deep.
There are corpses down there, but that's it.
Right.
How far away is it?
Let me give you an approximation. This room is about 30 feet across.
So their gaze, if I remember right, has like a 30-foot range or something. Are we going to be able to stay out of that range using ranged weapons?
If you move back up the stairs a ways, and assuming it does not find its way around the ledge, yes.
I think we
Yeah,
should.
and assuming it's not as fast as the damn crocodile, I'm going to slide. If it looks reasonably safe, I want to slide down the broken floor part in front of me into the bottom of the pit, where the corpses are. As long as it doesn't look spectacularly dangerous in terms of footing.
It's a 30-foot drop. It's not like a sloped pit. You will drop straight.
Okay. I would have to fall.
Yeah, you would have to
And
take
how wide is that ledge on the right-hand side?
Although I will say that the broken bridge does kind of go down in there, so you could walk down that. It'd be kind of precarious. I'd maybe say we'd want to see a saving throw as you try to, sort of, carefully walk down that.
Would there be a way out also? I mean, did it like break in the middle to where it's like this?
Yeah,
or
it broke in the middle, so you could go back up the other side. Again, with a saving throw required, as you'd be climbing on a sloped surface in full armor and whatnot. Did someone in the chat just refer to this as TPK Tuesday? Yes, they did.
Do we run or do we fight, guys?
The only way to fight a
I'm all about
basilisk.
fighting this thing. I'm not running. Okay.
The only way to fight a basilisk effectively is a range.
I have a plan. It's called cast continual light in its eyeballs.
Fair enough. I'm sliding down the bridge, Bill.
All right, I'll slide down with him.
Down the bridge. Snake is going down also.
Sword and shield in hand. Let's just get it over with.
Mobius, what is Glom doing?
I'm going to use my sling.
All right, you're going to sling it, and circumference, you're going to try and blind it. It sees you coming, and it is walking over to the plank and sticking its talons in and starting looking like it's going to be moving down also. But let's roll initiative, and Tim, it is to you to roll initiative. Please.
Come on, Tim. All right.
New character, new attitude, new dice. I love it. Okay, party moves first. So let me get a saving throw from Durek, and we're going to make this a save versus death. Not death as in you'll die, but death as in you don't want to fall.
Right, sure.
And this is basically to be at the halfway point.
17.
Not a problem. You keep your footing. You make your way to the bottom. And Tim, let's do the same for Snake, please. You're going to D20. So Tim basically just he rail slides down that plank. Like he just puts his armored boots on either side. Okay.
You don't even face plant.
Exactly. So missile fire will actually go first. So Duran, sling your stone. $19. That is a hit. That is a solid hit. Nicely done. So that is going to be, is that a bullet or a sling stone?
That's a bullet.
All right.
So
Number one with the bullet.
Number one with a bullet. Okay. All right.
Easy
So,
peasy.
oh shit! It rolled 2. Sorry. Oops. Oh, my
okay.
Take
that's
the
all right.
lower.
You can take.
It's a kid channel. You have to say, "Oh, poop."
Yeah.
You can take half, or
There you go.
Oh,
7
oh.
points. That
There
seems
you go.
better.
wow. I'm sorry. How many points?
7. 1 dice
7.
6 plus 1.
Okay. Okay. The basilisk shakes its head as you crack it there. Now it makes a saving throw versus the light spell being cast on it.
Actually, it's 2 to 7. I was wrong.
Yep, it is.
Uh,
Continual light, 6-segment casting time, range 12 inches. Gets a save, and even if it fails, the globe still materializes a foot behind its head.
Okay. All right. So let me see if that failed.
I can't. Oh, I don't think it did.
Well, we'll see.
I know
It fails. Don't encourage him.
It's not a matter. It's just looking at the table.
Close
If,
your eyes.
if,
Quick.
if I get another character killed, the next one's going to be named Cirrhosis of Liver.
That's fine.
Okay. The entire room is illuminated.
Yep.
It spent its attacks, as it were, climbing down towards you guys. So it's now within bite range of its jaws, but also gaze range of its eyes. So let's see, as far as fighting this thing, you guys don't have to do anything in this round.
Interesting thought. I have one other thought.
Basically, if you guys want to avoid its gaze, you'll fight at -4. Basically, you will fight as blind since you're holding up your shields, trying not to hit it. It will not fight at -4 because it will be watching you.
Right, and that's this dude coming down here into this pit area with us.
Yes.
Right.
That's really the only way to fight it. I mean,
Yeah, I ain't looking at it.
Okay. So in the new round, Snake, Durek, you guys are toe to toe with it. Duran, you see your friends enter the pit fighting this thing. Circumference, you see your new comrades in the pit fighting this thing. You hear Grimsby say, "Oh, tell me when it's over. I can't look." No, literally, I can't look. I'll get turned to stone.
remind me to stab him later.
Okay.
Hey, DM.
I'm sorry. Were you asking me something?
Yes.
Thing?
As a dwarf,
Mm-hmm.
would I know if basilisks can understand either dwarvish or common?
They are animals. They understand neither.
Okay.
They're not intelligent animals.
There goes that idea. Thanks.
I mean, a speak with animals would allow you to talk to them.
No, I
but
was going to attempt command.
yeah, it won't work.
That's what I thought.
We got to stab it to death. I mean, it's just. The only-
Well, I was trying to buy you a turn, like to get it, like just command flee.
Yeah, your dog is growling very low. Like you can feel it through his harness. Is as
Yeah,
low as your
no,
dog.
I'm holding him back. I have no ranged weapons. So, how deep is this pit?
30 feet.
No, bitch. All right. Go team, go. Sorry, guys.
All do we have initiative, or does it have initiative?
We're just as soon as I find out from Mobius what Duran is going to do.
I'm throwing the snake staff down in the pit.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so
I'll prep
you're
flaming oil.
dropping your snake staff. You're preparing flaming oil. Mobius, roll initiative, please.
Okie dokie.
Come on, Mob.
I got a 3.
Oh,
Shorty got a
simultaneous.
3. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go 1 or 2. It's gonna be biting at Jurek. 3 or 4. It's gonna be biting at Snake. So Snake, it is biting at you.
AC 0.
And it misses. You hear its jaws just snap shut near you. You kind of shuffle backwards because you can see its snout poking under your shield. You move backwards. You do not take damage. Gentlemen, you may both attack, but again, it is at it is going to be at
Yes.
-4.
I get a +1 for strength, though.
All right, I hit AC 9.
AC 9. Okay, that will miss. And 9, 10, but then you got to subtract 4 from it, so that becomes 6. So you both miss. This thing is snapping its teeth, trying to get you guys. The snake lands and is beginning to slither towards the basilisk. Circumference, you have now got your oil out. Are you going to prepare to light it?
That's what I was doing. Yes. And is it save be paralyze or save be petrify against this thing's gauge?
Petrification.
That's what I was afraid of. Yeah.
That's why we're fighting with our eyes closed. We can't.
Yep.
Well,
There
I get bonus on some saves, so that's why I was asking.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll only be with your eyes closed until your eyelids burn off.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a detail.
Wayne, roll a d6 for initiative. Oh, Mobius, what is Duran doing in this round? Your
Another
serpent
sling
snap. Okay, so you're firing into melee.
So I'm throwing oil, I guess.
Okay.
Or I mean bullet.
All right. Well, it's going to try and bite at one of these two fellows. We'll see us. One misses, so it is entirely immaterial which of you it's biting at. It's like trying to bash its nose against your shields. Let me see your eyes. Let me see your eyes. To no effect. Now we have some thrown oil and a sling. Go ahead and roll that sling stone, if you would, please. A 9 is going to miss. That smashes your bullet sort of cracks into the plaster dust there. And your thrown oil. Go ahead and roll your thrown oil. A2.
No. Okay.
It could still hit and splash. So let me pop over.
I'm gonna scream sorry as I'm throwing it.
Yeah.
We know you are. Now apologize.
You're not sorry.
Not one bit.
Yeah, we know how you roll. It's been a long time. I'll crack this for everybody in case I got to pour one out on the floor for my next dead homie.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so Durek, you hear a crash and a whoosh, and there is this conflagration to your left. Some of the oil splashes on the basilisk, and it is now hissing as it takes 2 points of splash damage.
Excellent. And I take none?
You take none. That is correct. It has now taken
Very
a total
excellent.
of 9 points of damage. And I don't think you gentlemen have attacked, so please do that thing.
You go ahead.
14.
This is going to be AC 6.
That is going to be AC 6. Does that, in fact, connect? Let me see. That, no, unfortunately not.
Do you want
Same
my magic
problem.
sword?
13, 14, 10. So no, that will not hit.
Son of a biscuit.
Australian Fighting Wines is a fantastic Monty Python bit, by the way. Tim, if you've never heard the Australian Table Wine skit, I'll send you a link after the game.
Parrot has passed.
Okay.
Snake
I have
So
not. Send me one.
the basilisk is wiggling around, trying to, it doesn't like the fire at all. So I'm guessing Snake, Durek, you guys are going to continue to try and chop this thing.
What about the actual snake?
Oh, the actual snake, yes. The actual snake, as it was biting at someone, it was not using its gaze on the actual snake. So the actual snake.
The snake bites it, fails its
Ugh.
poison saving throw, and dies.
It missed.
Yeah, the actual snake is maybe a little put off by the flames. So, all right. So you guys, you're in the pit. There's Burnination near you. There's a basilisk fighting at your feet. Melee is Duran firing his using his sling again.
There is.
Okay. Circumference. How about yourself?
Oh,
Wait, don't do it
sorry.
yet.
I'm
Oh
going.
no, let's keep that roll.
I'm
Keep
going.
that roll.
It's wasted.
I'm going to ask the same thing my godfather asked when I was playing D&D with him many years ago,
Okay.
which was, what happens if I jump in plate armor 30 feet straight down onto the opponent?
You are not straight over it. It is out in the middle of the room.
Mhm.
So basically, if you jump down, you would take falling damage. You take 3d6 falling
So I
damage.
can't land on it, is what you're saying.
No, you won't be able to land on it. No, sorry.
That's unfortunate. Okay, if I throw oil at it, do I have to bother lighting it since the oil's already burning? I'm
No,
assuming
but
I hit it.
it's going to be it's going to be same chances to hit and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just saves me time.
Right. You'll still have to be getting a flask out, but yeah, okay.
Yep.
So oil flask, sling, sword, initiative, and I think I think we're back around to Dooms for initiative. That's a 4, and
Come on.
the basilisk gets a 6. It is going to bite at. It now has a target-rich environment, so it's actually going to 1-2. So this bite attack is on Durek.
All right.
And
AC 1.
AC 1 is many. Let's see. Those mid rolls, man, you gotta check. Watch out for those. C1. That actually gets you. It
All right.
clamps down onto you. It does clamp down onto your leg, and with its bite, it inflicts a whopping 7 points of damage. It is a vicious bite.
Oh, foul beast! Therefore
Okay.
to slay you with his brightness.
Chomp,
Okay.
chomp, chomp.
Let's actually Mobius roll your sling, and then Circumference, you roll your thrown oil flask.
Mhm.
A 3 will miss.
Oh, double threes. What are the odds?
Hey, at least if this hits a party member, it's not going to set them on fire. So there's that.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
I mean, you're welcome.
You guys hear something crash on the floor behind you, but other than that, nothing goes on. And Mobius, roll for your snake. And that is what grieves me the most. You killed my snake.
Why do you sound like Count Chocula now?
He's beside himself in grief. That will miss. The snake. Again, the snake is hit with something and is like, just kind of rears up and looks back. Like if it had a shoulder to look over, it would be looking over its shoulder back up at you guys like, the hell?
Well, we tried.
All right. Derek,
All
you want
right.
to go?
So melee
Yeah.
attacks, gentlemen.
I knew these were going to be hard, so I'm assuming I need at least a 15. Well, I got a 16, which would hit
Oh,
AC 4.
That will
I
hit.
think. Yes.
That will hit. It is a medium-sized target. So you're going to
Right
do,
on.
Your D8.
I have no strength bonus. So 4 points of damage.
Okay. And Tim. Snake attacking basilisk, but not the other
Come on,
snake.
Tim.
Missed. Get a 9.
That is.
Okay.
It's be easier if I keep my eyes open.
Well, you do you.
No. When the DM smiles, you know it's a bad idea.
Standing somewhere in the basement of a burned out building in the city of Highport is a statue of a fighter. All right.
I thought about it.
just chance at save versus paralysis. Okay. All right. New round. Circumference, I think you got one more flask.
I'm not. Okay. I'd like to make my way closer to it, but I don't want to get down there. Is that possible?
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right. I really want, because a running long jump from height can cover 15 feet. So I really want to just land on this damn thing.
Right. But in plate, you can't.
Oh no! In plate, you can do cartwheels. Fight me on this.
No, I understand, but it's a 30-foot drop and it's 20 feet away. You're not going to get that.
And play mail in AD&D is 45 pounds.
Damage minimum.
Right, so I'll start work. I'll climb my way down.
All right, so you're clambering down now. Durak and Snake, you're going to melee. Circumference is slowly climbing down. Duran, what are you doing? You're going to take a shot again?
No, I'm heading into. There's too many folk in the way.
All right, so both of you guys are going to start shuffling down. Grimsby says, "Oh, I can't look." Again, literally, I can't look. Let's roll initiative, and Tim, it is your turn. I got a 6.
Oh, great.
The party got a 6, so it's tied. So movement, Mobius, give me a save versus death. This is just as you're trying to walk down the plank into the pit, sort of thing. You're trying to do that safely. 8 does not make it. You fall off the plank at midpoint and take 4 points of damage.
Son of a ow!
Crunch. Yeah, there's boards with nails. You're gonna have to be casting save versus tetanus. So
the only Gen X and up would get that joke. That's the funny part.
Right. No. My character has to talk like this from now because I got lockjaw. Circumference. Give me a saving throw, please, on a D20. This is versus death.
Oh, sure. 4. I think I need to roll a 5 or higher. Yeah, I need to roll a 5 or higher, so I'm gonna go sliding down.
Oh, just missed it. All right. So you take 7 points of damage as you tumble in. Yep. Okay, so you guys are flat on the floor. This thing sort of raises its head. Let's see. That was the party's move actions. Duran, you had your missile fire. You wanna take your shot there?
I'm firing. I was sliding in. That's why I decided.
Oh, that's right. You're such. Okay, yeah. So, gentlemen, attack. The party is TPK by gravity. That
yes.
Nice. A hit.
It.
No damage bonus. Come on, 8. 5. Good
okay, it's like you partially cut a leg off of it, pumping basilisk blood out everywhere. Snake, make your attack.
Son
one will not hit it. Is
happens sooner or later.
Yeah, it's in so much pain it can't bite anyone. Mobius, roll for your snake. Oh, come on, guys. Don't be that upset about it. Don't whine.
That was my dog.
The dog, blame it on the dog. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
There was a squirrel in her favorite window. What are you going to do?
The snake wraps itself around and begins to squeeze So let us look up the constrictor.
Watch it
Because
start
there's
to
a D10.
tangle.
It's a D10. Oh, roll the D10.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, it's squeezing the basilisk
And it's
is
constricted.
around.
That's the whole point. It can't move.
Yeah, it is. It is biting exclusively at the snake now.
Which way are its eyes going?
Yeah, exactly. You got to come behind.
Everywhere. It's
Ah.
flashing its head around, rolling over. Duran, circumference. You guys pick yourselves up, pull the nails and shards of wood and broken glass out of your hands. What are you doing?
I will move in and attack.
Okay. I'm sorry, Duran.
Attacking 2.
Okay.
Flail time.
Durek and Snake. Snake the person, not Snake the snake.
Attack.
I'll attack.
All right. And then I think we're to initiative, and Mobius, it is your turn again. Let me see.
It's being held by a snake. Does it even get an attack?
That's what I'm looking up. I'm checking constrictor.
It's wrapped around its mouth.
Snake
Yeah, constrictor versus poisonous.
constrictor.
I mean,
Depends
if it can't
staff.
attack, we could basically just wait for the snake to kill it. We don't have to do anything.
Page
I don't
100.
think we ever dealt with whether it was a constrictor or poisonous.
Several smaller.
It depends on the type of staff.
It I just happen to have that open right here. Let's see. Opponent being constricted for 4 to 10 points of damage per round, and then the victim will be so engaged. Let's see. One round. Snake will entwine if it scores a hit, being
not
constricted. It doesn't say they can't. It doesn't say they can't attack, but it is being crushed by a snake, and it's not so stupid as to not know what's going to happen if it doesn't try and bite this thing off. So it's focusing strictly on your snake right now, and you guys are focusing strically on it. Let's roll initiative, circumference.
Steady,
Yep.
steady.
I will do my best.
I have a feeling this is the last ride of the snake. Party goes first. Roll, let's see, 4 to 10. Gosh, what would that be? That would be 2d4 plus 2. Yeah, 2d4 plus 2.
Who is?
Mobius, roll 2d4 plus 2 for your snake. I'll roll it. Oh, nope, you got it there. Okay. So
10.
10. Yeah, you guys hear this crack, and the basilisk stops moving altogether.
Okay.
Excellent.
Glad I fell down here. I'm going to cast Cure Light Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Well done, Cleric.
All right, I'm back up to full.
And that is 8 points back for you there.
Trick.
I want everybody to know I survived the fight unharmed this time. I'm not about to lose another player character.
Good job.
I'm just saying, snake is fine.
Yeah, that went better than could be expected.
It's dead. Let's search for what we need. Let's search the area and let's move on.
There's all the statues.
I'm going to take my dagger and slice open its gullet and see if there's anything in within.
Okay. Let's have a look. See. Is there anything in it? Basilisk. No, that's a Balacutherium.
Oh, what?
It's a new kind of crypto coin.
Balacatherium. It is a giant rhinoceros.
Thank you. So it's like, wait a second. I played this game a long time. Why have
There-
I knew what the Balacatherium was, but Balacatherium as a crypto is genius.
That's a good name.
Should totally ICO that. I know a guy.
20 feet tall at the shoulder.
Cool.
But yeah, Balacatherium crypto. Guys, invest now. Just by the fact that I've said that, Balacatherium coin is doubling. Anyway,
It goes
I
from
don't
0 to 0 all at once.
exactly. It's
100%
0
increase.
times 0 is it does. Okay, so there is nothing in its gullet. However, you have heard that apothecaries can turn their eyes and brains into components for various tinctures and cures. You're not unfamiliar with such things.
And that would seem helpful to like the populace in general, right? So
Yeah.
We
Chop
could get
off
a-
his
harvest the
and his
eyes.
brain.
We could get a potion of basilisk control
How,
for
how,
all the
how,
basilisks we run into.
how big is its head? Can we just chop off its head and take the whole thing with us?
if you can
Absolutely.
carry
Yeah.
it.
Its head is about human sized. This thing is about 6 feet long and it's got 8 legs. So yeah, you can definitely chop its head off and bring it with you if you want.
Just remove its head and take it, because the brain will fall apart if we do that.
That I have
Indeed.
that problem myself.
I didn't say I
Very
wasn't
well,
speaking
this
from
will serve
experience.
many.
Okay, so nothing comes looking after you've collected it up, and you can make your way on if that's what you wish to do.
Yep.
So climbing up the other side of the pit. Again, this is between Grimsby and Duran. You're able to find your way along, and Grimsby comments something about a giant sticky plant, but you see no such thing. You come to a room that's roughly 15 by 15 with a door in the northeast corner on the north wall.
Get the thief up here to look for traps.
Coming.
Yep. Make Grimsby do his job.
Ah, the fools. They've left the door untrapped in their haste to leave.
Great, open it.
All right.
All I hear is Conan whenever you speak.
O'Brien or
No. Whenever, no. As in like lines from Conan. It's what Tim sounds like in my head. Like it's just all Arnie in my head.
all right.
Open the door.
Let's get out of here.
It's Conan. Okay, let's just set the record straight. It's Conan.
All right. Grimsby, he struggles with it, but he eventually forces the door open. You're looking at an L-shaped hallway. You have a passage that goes due north and one immediately to the left. Ron, you and Grimsby both know that the door to the left is actually that leads to a stable that goes out.
And we shall go the other way.
Take
All
that
right.
left at Albuquerque.
You're going left or you're going north?
Taking that left turn at Albuquerque. Let's go down the hall. If it's going out, we don't want to go there.
All right. Grimsby commenting something to the effect of, well, our comrades died in the underground area, so we should go to the right to find a flight of stairs or north to a garden that goes down. I'm not exactly sure where we were in relation to that.
Then let's go.
Well,
I don't know. I was running pretty fast.
All right. Grimsby says the closest flight of stairs that goes down would be off to our right.
okie dokie.
No.
Then
All
let's
right.
go.
You turn right, go down 40 feet, turn right again, and then just above a flight of stairs that goes down a short distance, on your left, Grimsby says, "We should go through this door."
Okay.
Very one. You
I can't
care
argue
the
with
fate of
him.
us all, little one.
Indeed.
All right. He checks and says, "No traps."
I think this is the most productive Grimsby has ever been.
Sorry, Mark, if you're watching this at home, I'm not trying to get your character killed off. They insisted on the thief coming, so who was I to argue the point, right?
I wanted the magic user, but you know.
Yeah.
TK and Mark are going to have a long Discord conversation, I have a feeling.
All right, so down you go. And let's see where you guys come out in the underground. All right, Duran and Grimsby, you find yourselves at a familiar looking flight of stairs that is very near where you fought all of the you fought the giant weasels. They are nowhere to be seen, by the by.
That's good because we have to kill them with fire.
You're now in earthen tunnels. The stairs go down through brickwork and eventually come to earthen tunnels. For our new characters, the air down here is warm and damp and slightly foul. You got a tunnel that goes to the north but immediately curves to the northeast. And it is just wide enough to allow two humans to pass through. Very, very tightly fit.
All right, I'll go. Derek, are you coming?
Indeed.
Okay.
I shall flank you.
All right. So moving, the tunnel goes down about another 40 feet to the northeast. Now, as you move in that direction, you go north, you curve, you continue to follow to the northeast. After you go about 20 feet before you reach the 40-foot section, it does split off and turn south. Mobius, you and Grimsby both realize, because Grimsby had a map. You guys are now approaching. You guys are now approaching where the party perished last night. I'm just warning you.
Okay.
All right. You continue up the hall.
Yep. All we can do.
You don't encounter anything. You come around a corner and there is the hallway goes to the northeast and then curves sharply back around to the west. After the curve to the west, which runs about 15 or 20 feet, you come to a wooden hatch. There's a combing of stone and metal with a wooden hatch set in it. Again, Grimsby, Mobius, it is just beyond that door that you guys faced your foemen last night.
Does anyone
Get
need
ready,
healing?
comrades. No, I think we're all good.
Derek, Snake?
Tip-top shape.
I'll go ahead and lay on hands to cure that 7 points that I took.
Okay. All right. Derek and Snake, you guys, the door is directly in front of you.
Guess we have no choice.
You want me to open it or you want to?
But the choice that the gods have given us, which is always of divine providence.
If we're going to go in,
I
we got to
shall
go
open
in
the
heavy.
door, or you
That's
shall
fine.
open the door.
Go ahead, Derek. I will come right behind. I'll come next to you and kill whatever comes our way.
Very well. My God guides me.
Can we make them come to us?
Which
I'm
one is
actually not good at all at opening doors.
I
Which
got
one
it.
is that?
If you want, I open on the 1 through 4.
All right. Roll
Yeah,
these.
that's much better than me.
There you go.
You find the catch and force the door. You notice that it's like a double catch, which with a roll of 1, you're easily able to discern. There might be some mechanism involved that you're not entirely sure with when you push it in, but there's a click and then another click, and the door opens inward. This is the tableau you see. There are a few dead orcs littering a circular platform. They have been viciously mauled. There are 4 bodies that have been likewise mauled that look like they've been fairly roughly stripped. You are in a rectangular room that overlooks that platform. There's a moat of sewage that surrounds the platform with bridges on each of the cardinal directions. The rectangular room that is just before that circular room, here is what you see in that space. And I will tell you guys real quick here. That's too far.
You've gone too far, Dan.
I've gone too far this time. Okay. So there is a table. There is lying near the table is a fellow who's dead. It looks like his body was hastily searched. He's covered in actually he was stabbed to death. There are a few dead orcs, and there are crates of rations in this sort of open-fronted square office area. And if you guys need me to share with you what I'm talking about as far as what this room looks like, just say so and I'll do that.
That's still the hemispherical. That's still the circular room from before, right?
Yes, I'm gonna put that up on screen real quick.
But there's nothing left alive in it.
It sounds
no,
like it.
Not appear to be.
Okay.
Any corpses?
Right, and it seems like the corpses have been roughly stripped. In a sense, everything's been taken off of them. Right?
It seems like we've lost everything.
We just need their bones.
Well,
He didn't want us to have our magic
there
items back.
are
I noticed
a few bodies scattered around. This is where you guys came in. If you can see where I've got the magnifying glass there.
Sure.
Bodies scattered here and again. The table crates are against this wall, as noted, and there are a fair few bits of equipment scattered about.
All right, well, I wrap Rug's remains in my cloak or something.
Okay.
Pick
So-
him up, get him ready for transport.
These must be the ones I heard about.
I guess.
Stinky.
Yeah. Well, it's only been a day, so and the smell of the sewage moat around here is masking the scent of any of your fallen comrades. But again, you do have some various things in the room if you want to search that, or if you just wish to grab these guys. It's entirely up to you.
Let's search the room.
I think we
Yeah,
leave them.
100%.
I think we leave them and come back. We will ensure a proper burial later. Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Oh, we could always immolate him. Where's that oil?
I have one left.
Okay. There are papers scattered all over the desk. Some of them have been knocked onto the floor.
Grab up as much
as
the
you
papers
search-
as we can.
As you search the crates, there are iron rations, and by iron rations I mean like hardtack, like the most privation level of food, like starvation level of rations. But also there are bags of coins. Basically there's 5,000 gold pieces in various bags in one crate. In
Start
another
directing
sack,
the new guys to pick up the gold, and I start picking up the papers.
in another sack, there are 3 pieces of jewelry that seem to be very nicely done. The records on the table seem to be they're columns and lines, and
So
with a
ledgers.
little-
Sorry, we'll check this out later. Just
How
Yeah,
many
okay.
gems? in
Yes,
jewelry?
this is all a distraction. Press on.
Let's gather the jewels and the gold, and let's press
Yeah.
on.
How many gems
Okay.
in jewelry?
There are 3 pieces of jewelry, very
Too
expensive
much
looking,
stuff to carry.
and there
I-
are 5,000 gold pieces in total.
Well, let's
Okay,
take
well,
the jewelry.
I can carry almost 2,500 coins.
Well, fine.
So that's
I'm proceeding.
yeah.
All right.
We'll leave the
We
We
box
chase
here
these.
sometime.
We chase these rats down to where they came from. We chase these dogs and curse them for the things that they have done.
Certainly, I want to take the gems and jewelry.
Yeah, I grabbed those. I grabbed some coinage as well.
Okay. Grimsby is grabbing a couple of hundred. Are you taking your max amount?
I'm taking about
Sure
I'm
am.
taking about 2,000.
I'll take
Okay.
There's
Whatever
only
doesn't
one
slow
way
me
out of
down.
this place, and they have to go through us.
But
Actually-
I'm looking
Why
through
not
the
leave it?
papers.
Okay, so you're taking the papers. So there is, and I will share the map, because again, it's one of those that it's an odd shaped room.
Mhm.
I think there's 3 exits. There's west, east, north, and south.
These are bridges that just well, you can't see where I'm pointing. These are bridges. The only other exit is a long, shallow flight of stairs that goes in this direction.
How
And
wide
there's-
is that?
That is 10 feet wide. That flight of stairs that goes to the west. And
That's
Oh,
my
I kept
point. Is
thinking
that
that's where we
these
came
treasures
from.
have been left overnight. If they would have, we're working in a matter of minutes, gentlemen.
Well, I want to at least take the jewels and the jewelry, and let's head up
Yeah.
those stairs.
Take what
Okay.
you like. We must move forward
Yeah, let's move.
and
Mobius,
destroy this scourge of the slave lords.
You grabbing
The, the coins are too heavy. Let's just take the jewels and the jewelry and head up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing whatever I can of those papers on the way out.
Okay.
Following the rest of the crew.
Alrighty. All right, so you are going back in. Okay, so going up that stairway, you come to you come to the closed door at the top of the stairway. What you guys
There are
do?
me and Snake up there.
Yes.
Let's check for traps.
Little
Go,
one, you
King,
carry
like-
the fate of us all.
He's
Go,
shoveling
King.
points in. What's that? You need me to take a nap? Certainly.
No, we actually needed you to do something other than eating 2 breakfasts.
Oh,
Check for traps.
There's traps, of course. He ties that bag up. Goes over and proceeds to check for traps. Of course, check for traps. What else would I be doing? Checking for traps. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. 1,000 pardons, sir. It is not trapped.
3
I do
bag
not
full,
see any
sir.
traps. You'd like me to
I'll
fill the
go.
3rd bag? Of course, sir.
I'll go through the door. Let's go.
All right, roll a d6.
Come on.
You can do
Yeah, you force it. There is a section of 10 by 10 hallway beyond it that the stairs go up a little bit further, and then it narrows down to about 8 feet wide and keeps going west. So you go up a little bit more. Hallway narrows down to about 8 feet, but you are once again in an area of bricks and worked stone, not the packed earth that you were in before.
Let's keep going.
Push on.
Okay. This hallway goes about 50 feet. And you come out into a very, very strange area. So let me describe. The area that you're in is 50 by 50, but it is not a normal looking room. Let me describe this to you. This room is large and high ceilinged. 2 pillars, 5 feet in diameter, reach 20 feet from ceiling to floor. In the middle of the room, a grid of 10-foot square trapdoors form the floor of the entire room. They are hanging open, forming a grid of 6-foot wide beams between them. 15 feet below may be seen empty slave pits. These are 10-foot square and are separated from each other by iron bars that reach up to the trapdoors.
Mm-hmm.
And I said they're empty, but you can see a few folk in them. And some of them turn away and like cover their arms with their heads when they see you rush in. Some of the rest of them seem too weak to do anything. Others just kind of look up at you dejectedly and just lower their heads. There's 11 people total here.
Are there foemen?
I guess we
You do
said
not see any.
if there's
Exits.
nobody in there, we get Grimsby to start working on the locks, I guess.
Well, the pits are open. They're not they're not actual closed.
I mean,
They have been opened.
Should we leave?
anyone,
Should we come back for them later while we go find these slave masters?
Right, where there are exits.
I think
Yeah.
we already took care of the slave master.
Well, it appears he has traveled further deeper into the complex.
So I just
can
let
come
my
back
rope
and we
down
can
and
let
start
them
pulling
know.
people out.
Okay, so as you guys are talking about slave masters and so on, one of the people in the pits calls up as they're clamoring out. They took Kieran and Slovy and the other 3 strongest and left last night.
Never heard of them. Come on, get out of the pit.
They seem powerfully upset. They seem to be in absolute panic. They demanded that the strong of us come, and we dared not fight. They left the rest of us, I reckon, to die. I don't estimate that you're with them.
No, all will be fine.
Make haste out of the pit.
I don't
Yeah,
think we're
they-
not going
they
to catch
are.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, they are gladly clambering up out of the pits.
It seems we're on a rescue mission there, Snake.
Okay, we should power
All
on.
So you've got
I'm willing to go with you. Our
You have-
compatriots have this under control.
all right. You have 11 folk. They're in rags. They seem to be in moderately decent condition as far as physical condition.
Whole bunch of rations back that way.
Yep.
So we should go get them some rations and make them carry the rest of that gold.
Yeah, we can point.
I like the way you think.
We can point them to the free food.
Okay.
Free food and money.
I mean, if you indicate for them to go, they'll
I think we
they'll absolutely follow your orders. I mean, you saved their lives.
That's fine.
Okay, let's go back, grab them some food, and tell them to carry some gold and follow us.
They will gladly bear up your burdens if you guys are freeing them.
That's fine.
All right, so let's see. While you're doing this takes a little bit of coordination. Oh, 6, 6.
6.
Oh, I did not do that on
What does Derek think of that?
Derek?
He cares not, for that is only the number of a man. And a man is unnecessary in the power
I'm not
of
a
the
number.
gods.
For it is a huge number. All right.
He who hath understanding, reckon.
All right.
Yep.
Lovely.
Great
All
album.
right. So, yeah, half an hour of work. You guys have got. These people have eaten. There are traveling clothes, at least. Not basically not loincloths, but breeks and sandals. So, they're not going out completely like Shadow. So they'll gather up food and treasure if you want them to.
Let's get them,
Excellent.
carry the food and the treasure, and let's head back deeper in.
Yep. I don't because we're not going to catch these slavers now. They've absconded.
All right, a couple of more checks. Are you guys departing the dungeon? Is that what I'm hearing? I don't want to put words in your mouths.
Well, let's follow this exit. See where it goes.
All right.
So I don't know if that's departing the dungeon or not.
Okay, so if you're continuing to follow the tunnel to the west, or are you turning around and leaving the platform area back through the earthen tunnels?
We're following the tunnel, aren't we?
Okay.
Yes.
Am I wrong?
And no, you're correct.
We could do either. However, we'll be trailing these slaves behind us.
Well,
Creatures of ineptitude and loss of fortitude.
well, we'll see. If we're lucky, it leads to an exit.
Okay. Mobius, you recognize where you guys are at as you follow along. You pass various tunnels that are a little distressing because you know that the giant bug men have had a tendency to live in those tunnels. But following just the brickworks as you head along to the south, let's see, 17. Sorry, I probably shouldn't call out room numbers.
It's okay. There are only 284.
A short flight of stairs leads down to a landing on the south end of a room. The air here has a bitter odor that's different from the odor you smelled elsewhere. The room is cluttered with rags, rusting weapons, splintered armor, and dirt. The air here is bad and it stings your eyes slightly, but it's not causing any ill effects or breathing difficulties. And there's a door opposite of where you came in.
Let's go through that. Let's go look at that door.
Agreed.
All right.
All right, thief. Check for traps.
Says, I don't like the smell here. This is not simply a foul smell. He goes down to the southwest side of the room and begins to carefully search for traps.
Do I notice anything with stonework?
Let's see.
At least that way he's not searching alone. That's all.
It's mortised brickwork. It was put in. This is very, very, very old. This chamber probably existed when Highport was first built and actually a decent place for folk to live. Grimsby says that door is not trapped. That door's never been trapped, and I don't think that door can be trapped.
All right, I'll open it.
All right. D6 roll, please.
Do it up.
I get the good rolls on the door opens.
Now, you drop your shoulder, force the door, and let me get to that. Okay, so you are in a sewer that has the water is on the east side, the left side as you look south. There's a 5-foot wide ledge on the west side, and there is an opening about midway along. You can just see dimly in the distance. There's an opening in the west side of the wall, like bricks have been pulled out and a tunnel has been dug.
Okay.
Oh, we've got to look there.
Yeah, let's keep going.
All right.
We might be nearing an exit. That's not back through hell.
Heck. You have to be respectful of the paladin.
All right.
It's not a swear word.
So as you cross through, you pass on the right. There's the aforementioned opening, and with your light sources, you can see clearly a tunnel large enough for you to go single file into. It's definitely tall enough, and it is wide enough for single armored characters to pass into. And with your light sources, which are your magic weapons, you can see that this tunnel goes to the southwest.
All right, I'll go first.
Okay, it goes in about 15 feet and then turns sharply to the right. So you guess that must be to the northwest. And it goes about 20 feet to the northwest.
All right.
Keep going.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so you enter this chamber. Let's see.
Not that chamber, this chamber.
This chamber. Oh, is that A or is that B? Sorry, I need to double check the map notation.
It's Q.
Which one has the unbeatable creatures in it, and then we're in the other one?
Which one has those
unspeakable death? Go in the other one. Gotcha.
Which one has those weasels?
Yeah, fortunately, no weevils or weasels.
God.
Oh, you want those? I can sick those on you if you'd like.
No, sir.
They soloed a 4th level ranger. One of them soloed my ranger.
Okay, so Snake, you enter the chamber, and you are not surprised by. However, you do surprise. There are a total of 8 orcs in this small chamber, sitting around eating. They look up. You have total surprise. You have 5 segments of surprise. What do you wish to do?
I'll attack whatever's closest to me with a sword through the neck.
You have got an orc right immediately to your left, so you can make an attack.
Okay.
You can, let's see, 13, 14 is absolutely going to hit. And you can make a second attack as you have total surprise and your sword is of a certain speed. So go ahead and do your damage for the first attack.
Yeah, I cannot find it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
3, 4. All right. That badly wounds him. He like screams in pain and grabs your arm and is digging at his sword. Do you want to make your second attack on him?
Absolutely.
All right. Go ahead and do that. Well, you still have to roll to hit.
Oh, shit.
That's okay.
Can the rest of us get a piece?
Well, I didn't hit, so it doesn't matter.
So, Durek, you can enter the room and make an attack. Everyone else that wants to melee can be entering the room and making 1 attack.
All right, I'll do that.
Snake got 2 attacks because he was the one who entered. 14 will hit.
AC 2. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you absolutely hit.
Ugh.
Okay.
Whatever.
Duran, do you want to enter in and instabulate someone?
I'll smack him around with my flail for sure.
All right. Flail on him.
That was awful.
Nice.
That will hit. You flail one.
These are small creatures?
No, they're orcs. They're man-sized. Small, medium,
but not
same.
large.
Yeah, no, they're not large. Go ahead and roll your damage. You did hit.
Yep.
Kill it.
Wrong fucking.
Kill it.
5 points.
5 points. Okay, so you smash another one. So the orcs are now aware of your presence. They're raising hell, and a couple of them are looking over their shoulders and yelling. And that's where we're going to leave it this week. Next week, we will roll initiative to see who's going to go first. And we'll find out what happens then. I want to thank everybody who joined us out in the audience. I really appreciate it tonight. I want to thank all my players, Doomsword, Tim, both, and thank Kyle for being good sports and continuing to play with us despite the rampant death going on in the slate bits of the Undercity. Thank you very much to my audience, both live and whether you're watching later. And if you haven't already, folks, please do click the subscribe button, click the bell icon so you can find out whenever we're going to do these fun Let's Plays. And if you're watching the video later and you like it, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below and tell me what you liked about it. Until then, everybody, from myself, from the rest of the team, be good to each other. And we will see you all next time on the show. And I'll be back tomorrow night. Kyle and I will be here and find some fun mischief to get into. But until then, take care of yourselves and beware the dreaded owl bears. Peace. Good night.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere, in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around, some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen a little creep driving fast in this little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing things, just take me to the show.